Hello everyone and welcome to RoboFreaks. In this video, we will learn how to create the famous snake game in Scratch. Without any delay, let's dive right in. The game needs no introduction, but let us take a glance at what we are going to make today. The snake starts moving on pressing the green flag and the direction can be controlled using the arrow keys. As a player, your goal is to eat as many of these fruits as you can without ever touching the edges or biting yourself. That being done, let's dive into coding our game in Scratch. I will name the game as Snake Rush. Save this and head over to the costume section where we draw a snake character. My snake is not very charming. I will simply draw a green colored circle which will be my snake's head. I will also create a sprite for the snake's tongue which will be used later on in the game. I will hide it for now. My snake is now ready. Now for feeding the snake some food, I will choose the apple sprite from the sprite library. The drawing part is easy, but if you don't feel like drawing, download these sprites from the description below. Simply click on the link, download the sprites, unzip them, and once this is done, upload them on Scratch using this upload sprite option. Open the snake sprite and choose the when green flag click block. So what do we want when we press the green flag? First of all, the snake should go to the center. For that, I will use the go to block and set both X and Y to 0. We should be able to control our snake using the arrow keys, but we also need to make sure that the snake does not flip in opposite direction if left and right keys or up and down arrow key are pressed together. For this, we will keep track of current direction of the snake in a variable named direction. Initially, the snake is moving to the right, so let's set the direction variable to right too. I will update this direction based on which arrow key is pressed. This is done using when key press block. Now, when the up arrow key is pressed, I will update the direction by setting the direction variable as up. But I don't want it to change the direction if the previous direction was down, right? For that, I will add an if condition and the direction will only be updated if it was not down previously. That was simple, right? I will clone it and make a similar blocks for all the keys. Great, the directions are set properly. Now our snake needs to move according to this direction. Let's see how that will be done. I will use a forever block to continuously check what the current direction is and move the snake in that direction forever. If block will be used to check the current direction. Now, suppose the direction is right. I will add a changex by 10 block and I will change the value of x by +5. Similarly, for the left, the x value should be decreased by 5, right? If the direction is up or down, the change y block should be used. Our snake is capable of moving and finding its own food. Let's see how our snake can eat those apples and grow in size. Head over to the apple sprite. The apple should randomly appear on the screen and disappear and spawn somewhere else when the snake eats it. When the game starts, I will check continuously whether or not the apple is touching the snake sprite, and if it does, I will hide the apple sprite, decide a new position randomly, and then display the apple in this new position. This cannot be more simple, can it? Let's run the code and see if it works. Great, the food part is done. But wait, we still have to increase the snake's size whenever it eats the food, right? For that, we will use clones. Let's see how. Clone means a copy. In this case, we will make copies of the snake itself by using the create clone of myself block. You will understand what's happening when I run the code. Get it? The snake moved towards the right, but you see that the snake left its marks behind because of the clones. Now what I will do is, I will keep erasing these marks after some fixed time. That way, the length of snake will be constant. To erase these clones, we use when I start as clone block and add the delete this clone block below it. Run the code. Hey, no tail this time. Well, that's because we deleted the clone as soon as it was created. We should wait for some time and then delete so that at least the body of the snake is formed. I will add a wait block for 0.5 seconds. I hope you understand that more time you wait, the longer our snake will become. We will use this hint to increase the size of snake when it eats the apple. I will create another variable named time, which will decide after how much time the clones will be deleted. Set this time to 0.5 initially and replace it over here also. Now whenever snake eats the apple, we will increase this time by 0.2 seconds, which will increase the length of our snake. Let's run the code and verify. Awesome! The snake's length increases every time it eats an apple. Great job guys! The only thing which is left is to create a scoreboard and a game over situations whenever the snake touches the walls or bites itself. For this, we will use the tongue we created in the beginning. You will notice that the tongue is a separate sprite and does not move with the snake. This can be easily solved by using GoToBlocks and setting the position same as the position of our snake. For knowing the snake's position, we created two new variables xPos and yPos. And in the loop, we set it to snake's x position and y position. Now I will copy all of this snake motion code and paste in the tongue sprite. And instead of change blocks, I will use the GoToBlock for directly positioning the tongue on the head. One last thing, I don't want the tongue to touch the snake ever. So I will always keep it at some distance from real position of the snake. Let's run and see if the tongue part works. Great, the tongue is following the body properly. To complete the game, we add both the conditions of edge and biting in this loop itself. We simply add an if block and check if the tongue is touching the edge or touching the snake's body. And if it does, we will stop everything and display the game over. If it does, we will stop everything and broadcast game over. Let's receive this broadcast in Snake Sprite and display game over and stop this sprite. Simply open the backdrop, duplicate this one and name this as end. Add text game over. Switch the background to end. Also set as the normal backdrop when the game starts. For displaying the score, we create a variable called score. We will give ourselves 10 points for every apple the snake eats. Also, we will initialize the score with 0 and hit the green flag and run our game. Awesome! We have completed our Snake Rush game and I hope you learned some cool new things in this video. If you want to play this game right now, head over to our Scratch page using the link in the description below, challenge your friends and let's see who breaks the scoreboard. We will be making many such fun games on this channel, so don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Like, share and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this tutorial. See you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.